Hi everybody, it's Miss Baines. I am here to help with the normal curve slide, station 4, that I promised, I believe it was Audrey and friends, and I'm sure all of you could use a recap on this to make sure that you did it correctly, since I did it a little bit differently than on the attached video. Okay, so the first part, as we know, says use a green marker to draw in where the mean, median, and mode falls on a normal curve. Okay, remember they all fall on the same line. Okay, so I put the green line right here. I want you to remember that no matter what the scenario is, in this case it's test scores, it's always going to fall on the center at 0 on the normal curve. Okay? Always, no matter what the question is. With an average spread, an average curve, the mean, the median, and the mode fall in the center of the bell curve. Okay? Next up we need to now mark down the scores of this particular scenario, which the mean, the average of the class was 70 plus or minus 5. So we're going to put 70 right here in the center at the average, the mean, right, which falls in the center. And then we're going to add in our scores, plus and minus 5. So 1 standard deviation up is 75. 2 is an 80. 3 is an 85. 1 standard down, 65. 2 down, 60%, 55%. These are the test scores, right, that you fill in on the empty bell curve as you get the scenario of your question. Okay, next up it says to use our red marker, number 5, use our red marker to draw in our normal distribution, which will always be the same percentages. Okay, these are not the percentages of the test scores themselves, but the percentage of the part of the spread that those test scores took up. Okay, so first we have our 34.1% on either side. Then we have our 13.6 on either side, our 2.1%, and the outliers down here at the 0.1 on either side of the normal curve. Okay, for these numbers, I just want to remind you that you must memorize them. And if you memorize even just half, then you'll always know what the other half is. They're exactly the same, 31, 13, 2, and 0.1. Okay, so now let's see what we have to do next for number 6. Okay, so it says if the average number of students scored 70% and there's a standard deviation of 5 percentage points, how many students scored between 70 and 80? Well, let's add them up. 34.1 here plus 13.6 here equals 47.7, or round it up to 48% total. Okay, easy as that. Okay, number 7 asks what percentage of students total scored below the average or below 70%. And we know that 70% is here, so everything under it is, we know, half of the normal curve, which equals 50%. Okay, and finally, the last question, how many students totaled scores 75% or lower? So we have to go to 75% and use this dotted line here. So 34.1%, and then the whole other half, right? Plus 50% equals about 85%. You got this. This is basic math. Please stay tuned for station 5, where we have skewed curves. See you there.